Welcome to Double Eagle Golf, the podcast slash Zoomcast. I'm Roy J. Akers with you, as well as I have Kyle Demeter. She is the head PGA pro. All things going on at the Warren Golf Course down in South Bend, Indiana. And you heard that right. That's South Bend, Indiana, the University of Notre Dame, where you happen to be the grand poobah over one phenomenal golf complex.
Yeah, no, great to be on this with you, Roy. I'm looking forward to the time and getting to chat about the property. But yeah, no, I'm very fortunate. My career path has led me to have 20 wonderful years at the university in a couple different capacities, and this has been a true pleasure to come to work on this at the property here every single day. So it's exciting, rewarding, and very fulfilling, and both professionally and personally.
And of course, you're well thought of at the university. You're promotable, as you started off as an associate head coach of the women's golf team, and now you're doing what you're doing right now, doing probably your dream job. And as far as being at the Warren Golf Course, there's a lot of things going on. I was very, very impressed with the entire facility. I didn't see everything, but I saw enough, and I played that golf course. And so coming to work every day must be just an absolute pleasure to go to the eighth wonder of the state of Indiana golf world.
No, if you get, I'm very fortunate. I love doing what I get to do every day. So coming to work is a true pleasure. So
And
I'm glad you got to experience it, and you have to come back and experience more of it.
well, I certainly will. I know that I'm going to American Dunes. I think it's like September 9th for the Folds of Honor tournament. And
Great.
so I'll probably be out there in your direction. One of the, when you take a look, now this golf course is 25 years old, and it's hard to believe. I mean, you would have thought it's been there a lot longer than that. Every golf course has at least one defense. They all do. And yours, in my opinion, is the fescues or the hippie lettuce, as some people would call it. And I'll
I
tell
mean, I
you,
haven't heard hippie lettuce yet, so you just taught me something new.
oh, there you go.
Might look good on the cover, the front of a hat. We'll see.
Yeah, well, you're not going to smoke this one. What you're going to do is if you hit a golf ball into it, I think you lost your golf ball because you might find somebody else's golf ball if you step on it, but I don't see you finding it. And that the course is so well cut out. It's just a true masterpiece by Ben Crenshaw and his partner. Do you want to talk about what do you know about the story of how they got the design job on this course?
Sure. Um, you know, Bill Core and Ben Crenshaw go way back with Mr. Warren, who was our benefactor that helped us facilitate building the property. And we were very fortunate to be one of their earlier designs, since they've now spiraled into being, like the Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen of golf course architecture, right? I mean, they're on the map, and we're thrilled to be one of their only collegiate property to date that they've designed. And they designed something that was fairly timeless, that it still represents and ends up having some great rankings throughout the country. And that just tells you a testament to how visually and they are with their course design and how good they are at what they do. They took a piece of land here that sits outside of the property of the university. That was an old piece of farmland, and created a like you said, it's a masterpiece. It's got traditional looks to it. It's got, square tee boxes, grass overhang on the bunkers. The fescue is arguably probably it's the most challenging defense. But the other thing that I don't think people realize is you take the time to walk on our campus and see the history and the architecture there, to see what they created here on property. Everything just effortlessly flows and looks like it's been here for generations. And I think that is really kind of a aesthetic and an architectural design aspect that they have, that they were able to offer this property and make it flow and seamlessly blend into what the university looks like. And it's a great true test of golf for any handicap, because we have 4 or 5 sets of tees, and if
Hmm.
you can pick and choose what you want to do based off of how hard you want it to be that day.
Yeah, it's absolutely a tremendous golf course. I before we get into three holes, and we could talk about all 18, but we're gonna make it. We just want to whet our audience's appetite, so they'll come out and book a tee time before the end of this year, or early next spring, whatever works out for you. But you, being a former associate golf coach, it's very important to attract student athletes, and you have a premier facility that attracts both men and women to the university, and that had to have been very important that when the design of the Warren Golf Course was taking place. I mean, I'm sure that people don't walk away disappointed for the young people that want to improve their game and become fighting Irish.
Yeah, no, I think the university's commitment to the game of golf and the property being an asset to the institution and to the student athlete is, it just, it, you see it when you come here. Um, the best part about having a collegiate golf course that sits on your property for your student athletes is it helps them, um, in the demands of the time constraints every day for them, right?
Yeah.
So the property is here. It's a top, every year it's in the top 10 of college golf courses
Hmm.
for them. And their facility is right here on campus and right at the golf course. So I
Hmm.
think that that blends well when you're recruiting or you want to go to play college golf. If you can find a place that's committed to their golf programs, which the university is and our athletic department is, if you can find a place that has a superintendent as good as we have, I mean, we can't do this without having a great superintendent. And Matt
No
Yop
way.
is spectacular at what he does. So he provides the student athlete and every guest a great place to play and great coaches, and then just overall a good facility in general. And they can walk to it, ride a bike to it, and it helps them as they're becoming really good. They're going through the grind of what it is, the academic portion of it, that they have this great athletic facility backing them as well. So it was a great asset to have this property as a coach, and I know our coaches now and our student athletes are very proud of what they have.
Yeah, and I'll definitely also, when I cut this interview, besides what we're doing, we'll definitely put it in the college section as well, as we're talking to various coaches in the Big Ten, hopefully Notre Dame, the MAC, and a few other schools.
Yeah.
As we're here to promote college golf. When we talk another time, I'm going to talk more about the evolution of some of the college golf because it has gotten huge. But that's for another time. I mean,
Yeah.
that's for another time. I'm very selfish because I wanted to watch Lottie Woad in Florida State come up to the Folds of Honor tournament, but she's too busy winning LPGA events, and
Yeah.
she's phenomenal.
She's an
But
exciting young woman to watch, and she's got a great coach that she plays for, and Amy Bond, and Amy be a good interview for you sometime. So you have to
yeah.
let me know when you want to do that.
Yeah, we're gonna try and we'll do that. Let's go ahead and let's talk three holes. We're gonna have some drone footage kind of shooting over the top of us, but take us through the hole, the shot, the yardage, the yardage range, because like you said, there's up to five tee boxes. Piece number 10 is one of those three holes because
Okay.
I love risk reward holes, and
Sure.
I went for it, baby, and I didn't make it.
You got a whole bailout area to the right there, Roy. I mean, on that second shot. But
Yeah.
well, no, I tend to think that we have a great collection of par threes here on property. And the other feature of Corin Crenshaw and what they did on this property was they knew we were going to have something that we wanted the public to enjoy and the community to enjoy and to continue to grow the game, right? So they left a lot of our greens open in the front. So if you get yourself in some trouble, you get the ball back out in the fairway, you've got kind of an opening in the front of most of our greens. And the greens slope back to front. And I think that some of the areas where they had to have that defense mechanism that you talk about is a little bit on our par threes, whether it be length, bigger greens, some of the strategic bunkering around them. But 10 is a great hole. I'm kind of going to jump out of context. Since you brought up 10 and that being your favorite hole, it's from the tips, it's 495. Um, Most of our collegiate players on the male side, it's a pretty, they can get there in two, no worries at all. For the average golfer, you want to kind of put the ball out and play where we have so from 150 yards in, when you get past the 150 marker to the left, you've got some heather that you obviously aren't a huge fan of, but then you have
Oh,
just your
I don't mind Heather. I don't mind Heather. I respect it.
and but you also have the ability, it being a par five on our scorecard for regular play, you have the ability to lay up from your second shot and leave yourself anywhere from like 110 into the green. That, yes, it has a pond and a creek that runs in front of it, but it also, you can lay up to the other side, or go for it in two, where we do have a landing area past the creek, in front of the green. That is kind
Yeah,
of a good bailout side. The greens all here slope back to front. That green in and of itself is very narrow because it runs alongside of that creek.
yeah.
So your miss on that hole or your layup on that hole should always be short right. And that hole also has a good bit of undulation when you're gonna putt, but it's a beautiful, aesthetically pleasing hole, and it showcases Jude Creek, which runs right through the property. Because we don't have a ton of water on property, but that's a pretty nice hole for that. Then
And that
the next one is 11, which is a long par three. So you kind of get a couple good holes back to back. To go on the front of the golf course, I tend to really love hole three and four. Um, Three is a beautiful par four. It's 410 from the back. The white tee box is where our average player plays it from, is about 357. It has some great bunkering on the left-hand side, so you kind of can't bail truly out on the left. But then on the right, just past the 150 and in, you've got a pond.
yeah.
So it kind of has a really good barrier with what you're going to make, what decision are you going to make off the tee? And because you don't necessarily have to hit driver. Has a little bit of slope where it kind of starts to slope down past the 150. So there's a little bit of an elevation change that you wouldn't really necessarily notice at first, unless you've played it a few times. And then that green, that the bunkering on the left, the pond on the right, that's kind of one of our bigger greens. They just did a really nice, it has a nice look. And when you go to hit your second shot into it, you have to really know, like, where's the center of the green, or I'm going to leave the ball short, because you do have some challenges on both of it. And then
Yeah.
once you play that hole, then you flow seamlessly into hole number four, which is a great par three on property. It maxes out at 153, which is the championship tee box, or a back tee box, and it's surrounded by some really good bunkering, deep bunkers, a lot of overhang on them, and that green has a quite a bit of several quadrants where we have some undulation. But those two holes, those two is a collection, are really good. Three and four are great back-to-back holes. You talked about 10, and then the last hole that I think, and I'm going to kind of do four in a way, because I
That's
kind of
fine.
pocketed three and four together. Um, I I think we have, um, I think, and I might pocket two on the back for you. I think 15 and 16 on our golf course are two great holes. 15 is 418 from the championship tee. It's got some really good bunkering on the right-hand side, in on the left-hand side. That green is one of the smallest ones we have on property, and it kind of sits on a reversed L shaped. Two big bunkers are surrounding that green, deep. It's one of my favorite holes. It's a hard green to hit, but it's a great hole in general for golf. And then 16 becomes our signature hole.
Yeah.
It's, you know, those tee boxes are tiered. There's an elevation change. The most elevation you're going to see on property is in those finishing holes 16, 17, and 18. And 16 lets you kind of, it tips out at 345. You've got about, you know, anywhere from 200 to 160 to carry the creek that runs along the middle of that hole. And which then back into the fairway, bunkering all down the left-hand side. That green is surrounded by a pot bunker right in the middle of it in the
Yeah.
front, and then to the left. And then it's an uphill shot. And, you know, watching the young men that play this for the men's championship, you know, some of them are hitting irons, hybrids out there. Most scramble players, sometimes I watch them try to hit the green with their driver off the tee, but it's
No
just got
way.
really good. Yeah,
That's a
that's fun.
bad move.
It's a bad move. It's not. It doesn't end well.
Unless
Um,
you hit the world's greatest draw.
yeah, yeah, but
I still wouldn't do it.
yeah, and it's aesthetically a gorgeous hole. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful hole in the spring, summer, and then in the fall, it's just spectacular. And you know, and like I said earlier when we were talking, you can't have a golf course that's as good as ours without a great golf superintendent. And Matt Yops is a great leader in regards to our maintenance team, and he's got great people under him that work hard, and that they protect and build a great asset here. And I know that Bill Coors and Ben Crenshaw are thrilled with what Matt has been able to do on property, and we are as a university athletic department, and I certainly am thrilled to work with him every day. I mean, he just does an amazing job on property.
Thank you for bringing up your superintendent. They are very undervalued at many golf courses. The PGA Pro assuredly should be there.
Sure.
Of course, that would be you. But the superintendent, if you got a super that's not doing their job, and that's not good. And but in your case, you have a stunner. You have a stunner of a golf course, a great staff. What I like too is that when you go in the clubhouse, I love your little snack bar that you have there. I love that room. I was like, I wish I had time, but I was going down to the brickyard, and so I had to be there in time to take care of some media commitments that I had a little later on that day. But it's awesome. If you get a chance afterward, everybody, make sure you stop in that grill, say hi. You have a world-class pro shop in there. Anything you want fighting Irish wise, you can get. Even though I'm a Spartan, I did buy a divot fork,
There you
and
go.
let me see. Oh, I bought some poker chips. I bought a couple poker chips. So I went in there, and of course I bought the green one. I had to. That's kind of how I
Got
do it.
a lot of Spartans on property. You know, I've got our assistant golf professional here, Katie Sharp. She was
Mhm.
a proud member of the Spartans women's golf team, great
There you
player,
go.
Big Ten champion. And then we've got another Spartan down on the varsity end who's our associate men's head coach. So and we've even got some Michigan guys here too. So
Yeah.
we're very fortunate. I've got a great staff all the way around and good people. And we, again, love coming to work, but I love coming to work because the people we get to be around every day.
Everybody, PGA professional Kyle Demeter, Notre Dame University, one of the best university golf courses in the country, bar none. You want to be challenged playing golf, you want to be taken care of. Coming out there, great staff. They'll make sure you get started. They'll help you out in the middle of your round. And we already talked about the beautiful facilities and pro shop on the inside. Can't talk to you. I can't say enough about the experience that you have when you go to the University of Notre Dame.
Well, Roy, thank you. We loved having you on property. We hope we get you back, and we hope people come and visit us because we've got a proud place here, and we're excited about it. Our superintendent keeps it in great shape, and we welcome anybody stopping by just to even say hello or have
Thank
a
you.
drink on our patio.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you very. Oh, and by the way, you can look at everybody coming in on 18 out
Yeah,
there as well. That's something I'm going to do the next time I come out, and all that. Thank you, Kyle.
you're welcome, Roy.